welcome back. It's been a while. Been cracking on. Actually, sort of gone on a bit of a tangent and been doing a bit on the motor. So yeah, basically stripped the block, removed the manifold, rocker covers, all the front, timing cover, water pump, oil pump, and the alternator bracket, and sandblasted everything and given it a coat of clear, high temperature clear, and yeah, pretty much sandblasted every bolt, and that goes for every bolt all the way around the water pump, on the engine lifting points, water pump housings, oil pump. These three haven't been done because I was just having a bit of a play. That's just temporarily put on. I blasted the heater hoses. I think this one here, it unbolts, and did it separate and zinc dipped it. I did have trouble with this thermostat. Well, the heater temperature module, I snapped those 3 bolts off when I removed it. It was a pain in the ass, but I had to retap all those, and I cleaned that little switch up, or that little thermocouple, or whatever you call it. Yeah, zinc dipped the rocker cover, the manifold gasket, zinc dipped all that, blasted the bracket, and it came up like you'd buy it out of a shop. Nice bluey zinky colour. All these were done. Yeah, I went through and embossed the ROVER and cleared over that. Done all the Welsh plugs all the way around down the bottom. I did get a bit funky with the sump. I thought paint it yellow, I'll be able to trace all the leaks, the Land Rover leaks. So instead of going black, I chose yellow. Embossed the block, engine block number. Yeah, done a bit of work down there on the timing pointer. Yeah, and for those, this isn't a standard harmonic balancer. This one came off the ute, the stage 1 ute, and it's got an extra pulley to take the power steering that's on that ute, so we're transferring the power steering setup onto this this Land Rover, or the stage 1. Yeah, so basically I've just been chipping away on it. I did this vehicle already had electronic ignition put in it, so I decided to replace it, and I went with the Petronics system. The one, from memory, I don't know, the one that was in it, yeah, look, it worked fine when it was going. I just wanted to update it. So I've gone with the Petronix Igniter 2, and this module compared to the one I pulled out is nearly 3 times the size of that the module that came out of it. So I think Petronix make 3 different igniters. I think it's 1, 2 and 3, and I was in contact with them, and I thought, well, why don't I just go with the Igniter 1? But the Igniter 2 allows you to have the key on while the vehicle's not running, and I think the Igniter 1, correct me if I'm wrong, if you leave the key on when the vehicle's not running, it can over extended periods of time can blow that module up. So that's why I went with the 2, and when you go with the Igniter 2, you've got to match the coil. You can't just run a normal coil. Well, that's what I've been told, so I didn't argue with them. So I got the igniter, well, the coil, the flamethrower, I think it's called, 2, which matches up to the Igniter 2. I did buy the ignition leads, Petronix leads. These aren't them. They come terminated onto your plugs, but they don't come terminated down here. You got to do that yourself, which it's not that hard. But I found on the ones on the terminal boots or the insulators, the rubber on the Petronix ones was thicker than that, and when you put them onto your distributor, because the distributor tops where your spark comes out, they're tapered, and because the rubber was thicker, it was just slowly when they were on there forcing them back up. So, and yeah, I sort of wasn't keen on that, because who knows what the ones that they supplied me, just a generic one. So I went and bought the Lucas, the genuine ones, and yeah, they just went on a treat. So yeah, basically, yeah, you can sort of tell the difference. They just fitted straight up. I've still got a bit to do on the distributor. Oh, there's a few other bits I've got to sandblast and zinc. The distributor clamp's got to be done. So basically, the ignition, electronic ignition, that's what I've banged in there. Igniter 2, and that's the part number for that module, and it does say Igniter 2 Lucas 8 cylinder. So they also recommended that the coil has to match that ignition. So that's the Flamethrower 2, and it's 0.6 ohms, and it says it's very hot. So once I get it back in, I'll find a place for the coil, and that's the part number for the coil to match the igniter too. Yeah. So when I replace the ignition leads, that's the that classic box came in, and you'll find with parts you'll pull the part number straight out of the book, and then they'll say it's superseded. So I'd imagine that part number RTC 6551 is a superseded set, and it probably won't match what the book tells you, but yeah, you come across that a lot. So that's the part number for that. I did buy a new distributor cap. It's a genuine one, and it's a DDB 107. And I did get a new rotor for it. So basically, yeah, the rotor's RTC 6630. So that's the part number from Land Rover, and this one here is just from, you know, an auto parts place, and it's a DR71, and it's exactly the same. So when I went and got that, the old mate sort of laughed at me. Said, "Oh, you know, there's going to come a time, mate, when no one wants these anymore, and I probably won't replace this when you buy it." And I said, "Mate, there's always going to be someone who wants this stuff." And he said, "Oh, I'll give it to you for $7, mate." Like, you know, sort of gives you the shits, I suppose, when people just, you know, there's people out there who, you know, want to still keep the, I guess, the old technology alive and gets a buzz out of it, and you get sort of blokes who, I guess, because it's not an interest of their own, yeah, they sort of take a weird or a strange view on it. But as I said there'll always be someone, mate, who wants this stuff. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got the original ignition lead spacers, and it runs 8. These leads are 8mm. These original ones run at 8, 8.5, and an 8, 8.5, and 8. And when you got the 8s and a big gap in the middle, it looks just, to me, looks too far apart. So there are so the original position for this is one sits bolts through the rocker cover there, and the other one, I think, is bolt to the oil fill. But there's a lot of videos, I guess, blokes making their own up on just with cable ties. But just happened that I had some blue line poly pipe that perfectly matches my chosen block colour, and yeah, I basically fashioned that myself, got them nice and tight, close together, and yeah, I just think that yeah, call me a weirdo, but I think that looks a lot better than a real, where they're real spaced out, and yeah, sort of they look like that. But anyway, you might think I'm a bit too pedantic, but yeah, I think they look pretty cool and nice and tidy, and not gonna well, you can't really find anything on the market anymore, because when I went to try and find replacements of the originals, they sort of laughed at me, and then they laughed again when I said it was off a Land Rover. But yeah, look, probably, like I said, gone a bit too far, but there's a few bits and pieces I've got to do. These bolts will get, that's just sitting there just because I was nearly going to work out putting my belts on. Alternator, get that redone. But the next job is the carbies. So I've got the kits, the original, well, the Zenith Carby kits. Mine is a Zenith, which is Stromberg. It's all sort of mixed. Mine up the CD 175s. I've just ordered the Carby special tool. It's should be here this week. So the Carbies will be the next one, ready to go, and bang them on and put all the linkages back in, and just get that. There's a few bits and pieces I've still got to sandblast, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the minute. Yeah, I've been just plugging away on this, and yeah, that's a bit of an update where we're at with the project. But anyway, thanks for watching, and next one will hopefully be the Carbies. Thanks for watching.